After putting up 17 goals over their last 3 hockey games, somehow, someway, the Edmonton Oilers are reeling, and forgive the pun, but they are leaking oil. But thank the Lord, maybe, tonight's matchup is exactly what the doctor ordered. The Edmonton Oilers taking on the Ottawa Senators, a team that they have ownership papers of, basically in this decade of the 2020s. I'll give you all the reasons to be optimistic. The Oilers, they need a dub bad as we entered this evening, Menzies, in the last wild card spot in the Western Conference. Still 21 games to go, but the boys need to be grabbing some dubs. I think that's fair to say. Hello, what up, and welcome to Pregaming with Bordzy, back in studio and still brought to you by Bet365. Download the app today, because whatever the moment, it's never ordinary. At Bet365, download the app. Use the promo code NATION, NATION. Joined by the one, the only, Michael Menzies and his BBL, his big, beautiful laptop.
I lugged it in with me here, and Battle helped me carry it. It was we got her done. We're back.
Back.
The BBL is here, and we're ready to see how the BBL can suffocate the Senators tonight.
We missed you. Oh, that's so good. We missed you over the weekend on Saturday. It was an after dark and afternoon delight, ONAD, Oilersnation afternoon delight, I like to call those ones. But there were not many jokes to be had on Saturday. The energy was vaguely pretty pissed off. We broke down some Darnell Nurse comments after the game. It was a piss-poor effort, I will say. Still had a great time out there at Brunch for Ben at the Matrix Hotel. But Menzies, we missed you. And while we were gone, you were having one hell of a weekend where I think you've traveled all over Alberta. You broke your glasses.
Yeah.
And you caught up with a big name in the Edmonton Oilers organization.
Yes. So Friday I went to Bonnyville to host the Victor Ringette Sportsman Dinner with Kevin Lowe as the esteemed guest. And Lowe is interesting. Oh, here we go.
Look
we have
at my
we have
boy.
a picture there. Yeah, Kevin and I. There I am, so confidently holding court there. With
my favorite part was I
Kevin
saw you
Lowe.
had 2 beers in front of you.
Oh,
and then it became 1 beer in front of you, and I went, nice.
Well, I'm going up on stage. By the end, I had to pee so bad, and I had to focus as he's like slandering Mike Comrie. I'm like, don't explode here, please, whatever you do. Kevin was great. Kevin and I talked about Mark Spector's question to Connor McDavid, not on stage, just behind the scenes and all that fun stuff. Then I called the game Saturday night in Bonnyville, went to join the team on the bus to Fort McMurray. It was about 4 hours there, 4 hours home. We hit a deer on the way home.
Excuse me?
Yeah, we hit a deer. I'd not hit a deer yet in the bus.
Deer, nothing, go right through it. Moose, that's a problem.
Yeah, I shouldn't have been standing there. The smart ones ran away, and the dumb one got hit, and we carried on.
Yeah, exactly.
Those buses are trucks. And away we go. And then Monday, my car wouldn't start. Slow moving on the highways. I break my nose piece on my glasses. Here we are. We're back.
Back.
We're back.
And we're happy to have you. How'd the Pontiacs do over the weekend? I haven't even asked.
We split. Needed to win out Friday or Saturday. We won against Fort McMurray, the team they're chasing. So then it was a home and a late tying goal. Max Pendy, $1:49 left in regulation, but an overtime loss at the end of it. So the math really not good. They need to win out. Oil Barons need to lose out. The percentages are not looking super strong at the
Selfishly, I may want to say go Oil Barons because my belief would be we get to see more of Menzies and his BBL here on pre and post game if the Pontiac season doesn't go ideally. I hate to tell you, but I'm totally cheering against the Pontiacs.
Yeah.
Because selfishly, I want you more to myself.
You want me all for your lonesome. So hey, you know what? Game in. We had a trade. As soon as I walked through my front door, the Oilers make a trade. So we were writing, and we're back.
We're going.
No rest for the wicked.
And
here.
there's
Let's
no
go.
rest, baby. We got the trade deadline coming up Friday morning. So it's 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, 11 a.m. Eastern. I fly out to Toronto bright and early tomorrow. I'm producing this bad boy. I'm in charge of it all.
Your turn to travel.
I am every year as well. I want to make that clear. I do this every single year. But this year, I got to go get put up in a nice fancy hotel. So tune in, DFO YouTube channel on Friday. Obviously, the Oilers already made one big move, but maybe expecting a depth depth forward, maybe defensive 3C. Who knows? Keep it locked on the DFO YouTube channel on Friday all day long. And then ONE will go live Friday later in the afternoon to do our own kind of trade deadline recap show. But it won't be at noon. It won't be at noon like it normally is. But you're still going to get your Oilers Nation content. First things first. Got to get caught up in the chat. I see a couple familiar faces in here. Austin, of course, says, Bordzy, are you ready? Fire up this fucking band, baby. I'm ready to go. They only got one more game before the NHL trade deadline.
Yep.
So feels like an evening to maybe put up some good performances and give me some confidence. Let's see how it goes. Also, Conor Murphy not going to be in the lineup this evening. That was pretty anticlimactic, but we will get to see him on Friday. 06 Chevy says 4-2 Oil. Did you bet puck line? Did you do it? Did you lock it in?
No, I haven't. I'm still mulling it.
Let's mull together because I didn't do that.
The over, I did take.
We love the over in this hockey game. The
over.
Oilers, they love allowing goals. They love scoring goals. If you had just been rolling over money on overs recently for the Oilers, you would be so in the plus units.
Yeah.
It's math I can't even do.
Yeah, it's very good. Last 10 games, last 10 Edmonton Oilers games, they haven't scored combined less than 7 goals. You have to go back to January 20th, that Devils game, which was such a thriller, a 2-1 loss. That was the last time the Oilers have played to an under here. Now, I think their lines have been up to like 7 for a total quite often. So do they zag us here again now and Ullmark kind of hot since he's came back, or
whatever
is it
we
just the
say,
Oilers?
the opposite's going to happen. You got a man in the suit. Have that kind of spin zone.
Yeah.
Who knows? Life's like a box of chocolates, Brett. The Oilers are, because you literally never know what you're going to get. I see Doug Waite, who isn't Shooter McGavin, in the same chat together, Brett.
Interesting.
I'm very confused right now. I don't know what's going on.
You're confused. We're all confused, man.
But you know what I'm not confused about? The Edmonton Oilers and their acquisition they made yesterday. So, folks, just mentioned that Conor Murphy will not play in tonight's hockey game, but that does not mean we cannot discuss the deal that went down yesterday. Tyler had a great description of it on the sauce this morning, and he said, it's like getting a new Christmas toy, but you don't have the proper batteries to play with it yet, so you need to wait a couple more days. I don't want to compliment Tyler too often. That was so on the nose, man. But the Oilers acquire Murphy at 50% retained in exchange for a second-round pick in 2028. Murphy's salary is $4.4 million, so the Oilers taking on 2.2 of that. And Menzies, I don't know about you, I absolutely love this deal for the Edmonton Oilers. Now, once again, you don't get to see him yet, but I am very, very excited to see how this is going to look on Friday night. You look at the type of player that Conor Murphy is. There you get a look at his stats throughout the season. Woo! But you might notice by that, he's not defined by his stats, Menzies. He is a big, strong, 6'4", right shot, right side defenseman. Exactly what the Edmonton Oilers have been looking at for what feels like a couple years now. And he's a guy, blocks shots, will get in fights, kills penalties, an area the Oilers desperately need some improvement. He was the team lead, time on ice leader for the Blackhawks for the number 1 PK unit in the entire NHL. The Blackhawks were clicking at 85%. And he's a defensive defenseman in every sense of the word, right? I'm not going to expect much. Here you get a look at his career numbers, 805 games. So he's seen a little bit of everything. He also wore a letter here for the Chicago Blackhawks, so maybe he comes with the side of some leadership. Yes, Brett?
I also I know it's not very impressive, but I do like the 126 assists. I do like obviously his strength isn't moving the puck, but he is finding somebody at least. And I mean, 805 games to 126 assists, not exactly a fantastic ratio, but I think I really like that.
For a shutdown, serviceable defensive defenseman,
Sure.
I will absolutely take those numbers, right? And he's a guy, defends hard, reliable in his own end, and hopefully will be a dog on the PK. And you look at some of the exact issues that plagued the Oilers Saturday, and for all 60 other games in the regular season, has been clearing out the front of the net, being physical, putting a stick into somebody, going body on body, and I'm very excited to see what Conor Murphy will bring. We had talked about him last year at the deadline. We had talked about him for a little bit this season. Menzies, what was your reaction? First, the return, like what we gave up from that standpoint, and then what do you think he'll do when he steps into the lineup?
Yeah, well, like I said, I didn't, Conor Murphy because he's played 10,000 years in the NHL, it seems like. You know what I mean? He's 32, but he's played over 800 games in the league. So he's been around a long time. And, those types of players that are your stoppers, those are the ones that don't get a lot of the limelight. But I do like this deal for a variety of reasons. No, it's not super flashy, but price and item here. The Oilers are giving up a second-round pick. I don't hate that, and Chicago retains. So price and item here, I think it's a good trade. I think it's reasonable. I think it's a big win for Bowman, considering his last trade, I think, was not very good. Certainly what assets were given up for what really changed, not a whole lot. So I think those were big for Bowman, and obviously the capologists and everybody, look, they were like Soviet gymnasts out there, man. The way that they were bending and manipulating the salary cap to make things happen here, it kind of makes your head spin. I'm not. Do you still understand? Do you understand?
I don't even. I'm a pre and post game host.
Yeah.
If you want your numbers, you want your math, you go to Oilersnation every day for Is It Cake and mock trades as well. If you want
those. You want laughter and entertainment, however.
You've come to the right place. You want vibes? I'll give you vibes. All right.
So,
but cap gymnastics thoroughly for the Oilers
big time
to get some of these moves done. We talked about it on ONE the other day of, talking the wins-loss for trades for the Oilers in the Connor McDavid era, and don't want to do that exercise again. It was shockingly depressing, but after you look at what I think is at least at this point, a definite L in the Tristan Jarry trade here. It was refreshing to see Stan Bowman, at least in my opinion, be on the right side of a deal. And once again, this is just me saying this, but I thoroughly felt like that trade for Jarry was such a horrible return to give up and everything that was, to me, and this is no proof, that was just your owner going down and saying you need to make this trade and you have to do something about this. And in my opinion, this one's what Stan Bowman does when he actually does it on his own and maybe doesn't have another cook in the kitchen. Once again, I don't totally know that.
Stan's sitting up there in a media conference that doesn't need to happen. That had no pressing need at all. I'm going to speak to the media today. And he's sitting up there, we might make a move. We might get a defenseman. We might get a forward. Within seconds after the press conference ends, Murphy's an Edmonton Oiler.
That's excellent trolling from Stan Bowman.
Their media public relations team here, dropping the coffee news in the middle of a do or die Team Canada game. We're gonna get Bowman to the media before, so that they can't talk about it in front of the reporters. They're earning their bread here as of late. That's for sure. So.
Do you know that this is not the first time that Stan Bowman has acquired one Conor Murphy?
Yes.
He was in the Nicholas Hjalmarsson deal, which is, he's a local legend amongst Blackhawks fans. So
yeah,
pretty big guy to follow up. And I think he filled his shoes pretty decently for what the team is.
Yeah.
Stan Bowman's got a type. He's got a type, and absolutely Conor Murphy is that. So as I keep mentioning, he's not going to play this evening. Jason Gregor was first on it this morning saying he will not or did not arrive until earlier this afternoon. We'll get our first look at him on Friday. But that doesn't mean we can't speculate in a perfect world, and I want the chat to play along as well. Battle you too. What would be your ideal D pairings, let's say Friday night, when the Edmonton Oilers do host the Carolina Hurricanes? Also, after tonight, the next couple games the Oilers are about to play, buckle up, baby. They got some tough competition.
Yeah.
They got the Hurricanes. They got the Golden Knights. And then they have the Colorado Avalanche. Murph, we're going to need you, baby. Conor Murphy. Brett, that's the first time I've said it. Conor Murphy. Yep. What'd the five fingers say to the face? How would your ideal D pairing? How would you roll out your ideal D pairing?
Rick James, Charlie Murphy on the left. And then we got Black Bush on the second pair.
How many more can we keep naming?
I'm not even the big. I could be more versed in Chappelle universe stuff, but in terms of deep pairs, look, I don't know about this Wallman Bouchard thing. It seems to be like maybe a bit of trouble. I would look at playing Murphy with Wallman. That's where I kind of lean, keeping Bouchard and Ekholm together, and Nurse with Emberson. Like that would be my first look. That would be my first take. And then obviously, look, we're going to see different combinations from Knobloch. That's just known. But that's kind of what I see it, because ideally, let's borrow a couple minutes from Nurse and maybe bump them elsewhere. Get Murphy more involved in the PK and maybe have that be more of a stopper role. But I'm sure we're going to see I think we'll see some Nurse and Murphy together as well.
Oh, it's definitely going to find its way back in there. We'll continue the Darnell Nurse conversation in a second, because, folks, regardless of what Jeff Merrick may tell you, I don't think Darnell Nurse is going anywhere, and we've seen the amount of minutes that he has played since Paul Coffey's taken over this decor, and they do believe in Darnell Nurse. For me, I'm the exact same as you. I think Spencer Stastny is my seventh defenseman. I'm rocking with Ekholm Bouchard. I know that they're going to get away from it this evening, or at least we expect what Brett just showed you is what we project to be the lineup tonight. For me, I'd still keep Ekholm and Bouch. Wallman on his natural left side with Conor Murphy on the right. That's, I think, in both of those, right? Like those two top pairings, you don't necessarily have your one shutdown and your one offensive pairing. You have more of a shutdown guy and a puck-moving guy on both of those. And then, yes, for sure, Darnell Nurse on the third pairing, and I would have Ty Emberson on the right side. And I guess that kind of leads us into the Darnell Nurse conversation, because he was a big part of the conversation on Saturday's Oilers Nation After Dark. We had some clips where he came out in the postgame. Was a little bit short with one Mark Spector, I might say. And this morning he came out and had a little bit of a different tune. So I tasked our intern Tristan to make up a little video. I think he did fantastic here to kind of give you a proper viewing at the last 72 hours of Darnell Nurse and the change in tune in his media availabilities. Let's take a listen to this.
Flashback.
What about your game? How's your game going? It looked like you fought it tonight.
Good analysis.
End of flashback. 2 days later.
Yeah, I'm not. It's 61 games, and I think we're minus 12 and have 20 points. I'm not happy about that at all. With that said, if we're going to reach the goal that we want to reach, I got to step up for sure. And there's a lot of hockey to be played, and I think that's the excitement, the opportunity, and that's the accountability. And who I owe that to is those guys in the room. That's it, no one else, and showing up here each and every day and giving everything I have for each guy in there and enjoying it.
Speaking of the tank.
Well, would you look at that? There we go, saying all the right things, taking some accountability, being a leader. We had a clip go out, well, a couple of them from After Dark on Saturday. And there was
childish, I think you said. Childish.
And I stand by it, because I still stand by. You can have your opinion of Mark Spector. Now he's blocked Ryan Whitney on Twitter. If you haven't seen this chaos scenario going down, but Spec sure has been in the news a lot recently. I've said his name a lot recently.
No, Darnell, you wear a letter.
I don't think anything he said in that postgame was anything crazy from Spec. But once again, Spec, you've kind of made your bed, so you're going to have to lay in it. And then that leads me to some rumors and discussion that we heard earlier today, and it was a discussion that maybe Darnell Nurse could be available for a trade. I don't want to be the negative Nancy here, but folks, I think you need to join us in reality a little bit here, because not only does he have a full no movement clause, not only does he have 4 more years remaining, not only does he have a letter, he just had a child a couple days ago, his third one. Do you think Darnell all of a sudden is going to want to uproot his life and move somewhere else, bringing his newborn child with him? And at the end of the day, as much as you may not like to hear this, the best scenario for the Oilers is Darnell Nurse figuring it out. Now, I understand confidence be dwindling in that scenario, but if you make the deal, you're not getting another positive asset out of that. You're getting a Morgan Riley, who also sucks, type player, and you're going to have to deal with that contract as well. And at the end of the day, The reason we made this joke earlier, I said the reason I get so upset with Darnell Nurse at times when he plays like this is because I know there is a serviceable defenseman in there. I have seen it for stretches at points. I've also seen some really bad blunders at points as well. But at the end of the day, I don't think Darnell Nurse is going anywhere. I'm curious your opinion as well. And boys and girls, we need Darnell to figure it out. And maybe responses, answers like that is a good first step.
Look, I've been spending a lot of time on the road, but I've been talking to a lot of people. I've been on the phone a lot the last couple of days because, look, it's trade deadline time and you want to stay connected to what's going on. And, I've been calling some general managers and seeing, and, I think the Edmonton Oilers, I think they could very well pull off a big move, but they could also not pull off a big move. They could maybe pull off a smaller move or not make a move at all. I'm getting a sense that a big move, a small move, or no move at all could be what we see Friday. And so that it could be something that we're not expecting at all, or it could be something completely expected. It might even be something in between. So I think there's a decent chance the Oilers are busy in the next couple of days, but there's also a chance that they're not.
You heard it here first, folks. That's insight you are not going to get anywhere else. Give me your best mock trade now. Let's go. Is it cake?
Yeah. I had something that I was going to say, but I think it's going to get me in trouble.
This is a pregame show, so let's talk about what's going down on the ice this evening. 7 p.m.
Stop her at it first. People are pointing out, actually. Stop at it first.
Actually, I do believe it's also a 7:10 p.m. puck drop this evening. Shout out to one Jack Michaels. I'll take that. It's not the winter games anymore. They're not that punctual. However, we did get some interesting news regarding the Oilers' crease earlier today, as Connor Ingram will get the start, which will be his third consecutive start in the crease for the Edmonton Oilers. And Menzies, this is very significant to me. At this current moment, I don't think it's a debate. Connor Ingram is the number one goaltender, or the 1A, I will say at this moment. Don't even feel like there's much doubt about it. He wasn't great against San Jose. He made some mistakes, notably going out to get your stick when the puck is still not all the way down on the other end. I do think the Oilers' defense definitely let him down as well, but that could also be a case for Tristan Jarry as well. I was very surprised. We talked about it. You were doing your pre-scout article, reading some other ones, and a lot of people had Tristan Jarry penciled in to be the starter in this one, which to me sends a message from Chris Knobloch, and we saw that message when he yanked Tristan Jarry in a 5-5 tie game with 13 minutes remaining. Menzies, thoughts, feelings on Ingram getting the start again for the Oilers?
Well, Ingram's the top guy, and Jarry's the other guy right now. That's what he's telling you. They're coming off a loss, and we had presumed this to be a platooned sort of, like you say, 1A, 1B, whatever. But I don't feel like the confidence is there right now. Knobloch and Jarry, and Jason Greger wrote today that, real focus with Peter Aubry, the goaltending coach, on Jarry's game. And I don't know, is Jarry going to start against Carolina?
I hope not.
You know what I mean? Like
this would have been the one. This is why to me he was penciled in.
Particularly if Ingram wins, I think certainly it'll be Ingram Friday. It's another 2-day break in between games, and then they play and reel off. They have Vegas, Colorado, and Dallas. Like the next 4 games after this one are some of the heavy hitters in the National Hockey League. So we'll see when he feels comfortable enough to put Jarry back in. It's not tonight. And I thought Ingram was okay. I think I'm not sure why he felt the need to, do a Darcy Kemper and, go out into the parking lot on the first goal, and that kind of set the tone for things.
He wanted his stick back.
I don't know why Jake Wallman's trying to tap it into our own net. So, yeah, it's the overall team game. We know this. They have to be better, but they need some confidence between the pipes there, too. And Knobloch don't have it in Jarry.
He definitely don't have it in Jarry. I don't think many people in this chat have it in Jarry. Somebody just said he is Jack Campbell 2.0, and that hurt to read.
You mean Jack Campbell of still getting paid $2-ish million on the books on Puckpedia?
I mean, Jack Campbell, the reason we were all so mean to Stuart Skinner for this many years?
2.3
But I
this year,
digress.
2.6 next year, 1.5 the year after, 1.5 the year after, and 1.5 the year after.
Yes, that guy.
That guy?
What is he up to these days?
That's a good question. Well, obviously he went into the player assistance program
Was he in Grand
after
Rapids?
playing with the Griffins there, and
This took a
Yeah.
sad turn.
where in the world is Jack Campbell?
I will say, though, as for the goaltending conversation, right, I think it was a little surprising to see Jari didn't get the start. But then, and we'll do it later with our standings watch with the SportsCenter sound, but the Edmonton Oilers, they don't have much room for error right now as they are in the last wild card spot in the Western Conference. More on that in just a second. Anything on Jack Campbell?
He's not playing anywhere.
Shocker.
He's
Tough.
not-
Pour one out for our boy
not
JC.
playing.
Even though he's not much of my boy. I also usually that's what I call Jesus Christ, my boy JC.
Yeah.
Speaking of goaltending problems, that leads me to the enemy this evening, the Ottawa Senators, a team where I read it in a pre-scout report on Oilersnation.com, courtesy of my coworker right here. And the Senators rank 23rd in goals against,
Yeah.
despite allowing the fewest amount of shots against in the entire NHL at 24.4. So to make that clear, Ottawa averages 3.19 goals against on 24 shots per game. It's going to be tough to win in this league when you're putting up numbers
Yeah.
like that. And it's been tough, and it hasn't just been one guy. It hasn't been two guys. I believe through their 5 goaltenders they have on the roster this season, they're a combined .874 save percentage and have a negative 32.9 goals saved below expected on the season. And the former Vezina Trophy winner, Linus Ullmark, he's not exempt from this, right? He's had an .885 throughout the season. He's minus 9 goals saved below expected. However, Michael Menzies, he is starting to find his game as of late. And there was some alleged drama, I will say, that went down earlier this season in the Senators' locker room. We're not here to debate whether that was true or not. But since he's returned to the team, I believe he had a 3-0-1 record. He's at a .918 save percentage. And it feels like for the Senators team, they are on that playoff bubble. They are currently 5 points back of the Boston Bruins for the final wild card spot, where the Edmonton Oilers would actually be below the Ottawa Senators if they were in the Eastern Conference, but that is not the case. And we had Jason York, co-host of Coming in Hot on ONE today, and he basically broke down that the Sens are so on the bubble that their next 2 games before the trade deadline may well indicate whether they are buyers or sellers at the trade deadline, and whether they figure out their goaltending. One, Linus Ullmark, that could be a major X factor as to whether or not they are buyers and sellers. We'll get into the numbers later here in the Need to Know. The Oilers own the Ottawa Senators, but could we see? This tells me I'm seeing goals galore this evening, but I don't know. Thoughts on the match?
Well, it could be the classic Zag spot.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ullmark is his numbers since he's come back from the mental health leave. They're around his career average. So as his play risen, it's gotten better. So they need it here, like you say. I mean, Friedman and others seem to believe Ottawa, there's a lot of belief in that room. Keith Tkachuk says he wants to see the Senators buy. A lot of, you know what we haven't got enough of last week? Tkachuk talk.
Let's talk
Tkachuk
about that some
comments.
more. Let's get some AI videos.
Yeah, I had the loop or link in Brady's math.
Yeah, you
from
did.
The,
That was a good lead in the article.
Just took a drive by at his math. But the math for Ottawa, they need to probably win at about a .750 win percentage, and it goes to show you the difference between the conferences, because the Oilers and Senators records are damn near identical. And they're in this spot. We get the benefit as Oiler fans watching our team be still in a playoff spot and still very much in the mix.
We are so blessed to live in the Pacific Division. And let's go now to our Need to Know info, brought to you by Willhawk Beef Jerky, because only the finest tasting meat products earn the Willhawk name. Made from 100% Alberta beef, their jerky is aged, seasoned, smoked, and marinated to savory perfection. They also gladly fill orders of any size, and you can find their jerky, sausage, and other products out of their Leduc location. And to find out more and get yo jerky on, head on over to willhawkbeefjerky.com.
Trent and I were DMing today, actually.
No way.
Well, some gossip on Olds.
Nice. You get any free jerky out of that?
I should ask him for a big truckload.
I'm never
of
too proud to
jerky.
admit, Trent, we always need the free jerky in the office here. The free jerky in the office. I should probably word that a little bit better than that.
Sorry.
Let's power through.
It reminds me of an office
actually,
debate we've been
no,
we can't go there. We can't go there. That joke has to remain an inside joke.
the Oilers 15-2-1 versus Ottawa since the start of the Canadian division back in 2021. That includes 3 straight wins, 6 of their last 7, and the Oilers have won 8 of their last 9 at Rogers Place against the Sens. They have only played once this season, and Edmonton won 3-2 in overtime.
However, it's pointed out by Wise Kyle that he saw Brady today, and he's mogging for real. So does that change? Does that change everyone's thoughts heading into tonight? He's mogging.
I hate that
for
I know
real.
what that means. I hate that he would never out-mog the ASU frat guy, right? I think what I just said makes sense.
Really quick, can you give me a thumbs up for me, please? Pretty tough to mog when you look like that.
Whoa.
So.
Oh, he looks like a thumb.
Yeah.
He looks like a thumb.
You said specifically he looks like
he
your
does look
thumb
like a
on
thumb.
after
Oh, I
that.
also said I was going to chat GPT him onto a thumb. I still got
Was
time.
that in Spy Kids where they the thumbs are
Excellent
their own
Excellent
creatures?
poll, Michael
Yeah.
Menzies. So the Oilers, though, they won 3-2 in OT back on October 21st. Stop me if you've heard this before. They had a 2-0 lead. They blew it, but then they eventually would win it in overtime on a Jake Wallman winner. Shout out to the boys. Brett, it's time. Give me the noise. Time for the standings watch, and might be the saddest one we do all season.
Not good.
Not good right now for the Edmonton Oilers, folks. Let me tell you, Brett, throw it up. This is what we're currently looking at as we head into this evening of hockey. So the Oilers sit in the last wild card spot as of this very moment. They have 66 points in 61 games. There you see. The Utah Mammoth even ahead of them with 1 game in hand. Now, the teams they're worried about, the teams that are chasing them, the San Jose Sharks, 4 points back, 3 games in hand.
We just saw that.
Doesn't take a math genius to figure that one out. If they win those, they're going to be well ahead. And you add in the fact they just beat the Oilers. We have 2 more matchups head-to-head with the Sharks before the end of the year. Mm-hmm. I said on Pregaming, a week ago, I was like, the Sharks isn't one of those teams that I'm concerned about. Here we are less than 7 days later, and I'm a little bit concerned. And then you've got the Nashville Predators, also 4 points back. They have 1 game in hand on the Oilers. Same situation for the LA Kings. Now, Brett, can we look at who the Oilers are now trying to chase in the Pacific Division? We've got the Seattle Kraken.
Fake news. They beat Carolina.
I've been saying fake news all year about the Kraken, and I might just have to admit it. 60 games in, they might be good. But I'm still using the word might.
I don't believe it.
Because I don't fully believe it. So they're currently ahead of the Oil by 1 point with a game in hand. The Ducks, 3 points ahead of the Oil with 2 games in hand. Not liking that one. Big loss to them last week. And then the Golden Knights, 70 points in 60 games. 4 up on the Oil. Same amount of games played. Weirdly enough, I feel more confident catching them at the moment. They also can't beat other playoff teams. It's a weird, wild world we're living in right now in the Pacific Division, and I wake up every single morning and thank my lucky stars that we're not in the Eastern Conference. We would be behind the Ottawa Senators, I think 13th in the Eastern Conference right now if the Oilers were playing out there, but that is not the case. So I get to stay in this reality over here. That's not good, Menzies.
No, it's not good. There's a ton of relevant games here tonight. Golden Knights visiting the Buffalo Sabres. They currently trail the Sabres 3-2. Elsewhere, Utah visiting their nation's capital, which was making a lot of headlines on and off the ice. Mammoth ahead of the Caps 2-1. Currently, Preds visiting the Jackets 1-1 the score there. Otherwise, we've got The Anaheim Ducks hosting the Colorado Avalanche with an 8 o'clock puck drop, and the San Jose Sharks facing the Montreal Canadiens. That's a sexy little game right there.
That's a sexy game. That's a nice little lineup of puck we got going this evening. Also, I see somebody mentioned it right now that, we might play the Avs first round if things were going to stay that they were right now.
Come on.
And you might have to play over in the Central Division. We're going to get that 2 seed. We're going to get the 3 seed in the Pacific. I feel good about that.
Was the Daryl Sutter quote from a few years ago? Playing Colorado in the first round sounds like a waste of 9 days.
Yeah, I remember that. Would there possibly be a chance, do you think the Oilers have a longer summer this year?
Oh, there's definitely a chance. There's definitely a chance now.
There's chances.
Yeah.
So you're saying there's a chance. Now, I still believe fully, and this is really all we have left, is that the Oilers will just flick a switch.
Playoff year.
First round, yeah.
Playoffs.
Oh, that hurt, Menzies. No, it'll always be a cup year.
Cup year.
Say you just can't not. Conor Ingram, he gets to start for the Oilers on their side of need to know. For the Sens, 29, 22, and 8 record, 66 points in 59 games. As I mentioned, 5 points back of the Boston Bruins for the final wild card spot. The Senators 6-3-1 in their last 10. They've gone 1-0-1 since returning from the Winter Games break. They lost 2-1 to Detroit in overtime, and then they shellacked the Toronto Maple Leafs 5-2 on Saturday in their last game. Dylan Cousins and Drake Batherson both had 2-goal performances in that one.
Have you looked at how Cousins is playing? Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. He's played like 10,000 years now in the league. He's just 25 years old. This guy's been in the National League forever now.
And the guy he was traded for, Josh Norris, has, I believe, played 22 games.
He's got a wing in the Ottawa Hospital named or Buffalo Hospital.
That's a tough trade for the Sens, man. That's for the Sabres.
We have all the Connors. They have 2 of the Cousins.
Oh, Connor v. Cousins.
Boom, Brett, way to go.
There you
Can you pull up the team head-to-head? Never mind. I'll just
possible.
give you the numbers. The Sens rank 11th in goals for, 23rd in goals allowed. They are 8th on the power play, so top 10. However, 30th on the penalty kill. So I like the Oilers in this one. Tim Stützle leads the Sens in points, 63 in 59 games. Brady Tkachuk is a point-per-game player this season, has 39 points in 39 games. I need him to hit exactly 64 points for our futures draft that we did at the beginning of the season.
Exactly
64. And if he's point per game, he's already missed 20-something games. It's going to take me right down to the wire, and I'm going to be cheering on this thumb down the stretch run of the NHL season.
That seems like a bizarre bet, an exact point total.
Well, no, I need more, but he's not going to get there because he's missed so many games that if he's getting there, he's getting to exactly 64.
Well, there's been theories. I know Sens fans haven't been happy with Tkachuk all year, saying, well...
About what?
Not even about AI videos being retweeted from the White House, but mainly about his play and how he's kind of been saving it seems, for the Olympics. Kind of not being the rambunctious Brady of old. So... maybe he's ready. That's all in the past. He's won his medal, and
I doubt it. Who knows? We also heard the rumor of the Brady Tkachuk for Jason Robinson, as Keith Yandel repeatedly called him over and over on Chicklets this morning. It's Jason Robertson, but either way, I digress. Let's go now. Oodle Noodle home team lineup, and we got some changes here a couple minutes ago, brought to you by Oodles of Noodles. Download the app today. You can get in on all kinds of amazing deals they got going on. And I really should have checked if the Nation Vacation promo is still going on right now. I think so, but don't quote me on that. Either way, check the app, download it right now, and order some delicious, delicious food. Brett, I don't know if you have the updated look at lines for me. And I love this because this is exactly what I was prepared to complain about. So shout out to Chris Knobloch and the Edmonton Oilers. Top line of Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Connor McDavid, and Zach Hyman. And they have gone back to Matt Savoy, Leon Draisaitl, and Jack Roslovic. Your third line, Vasily Podkolzin with Josh Szymanski and Trent Frederick. He scored in his last game. Michael Menzies plus 1,000. Made me rich. And then your fourth line, Rico, with Curtis frickin' Laser Beams Lazar and Kasperi Cheeks Klappinen. Your D pairing's officially going to be Wallman with Bush, Nurse with Emberson on the second pairing, Matthias Ekholm with Spencer Stastny. Stastny on the right side for the third pairing there, and one Connor Ingram. So, what I was prepared to talk to you about was the Matt Savoy, and I'm putting it in air quotes, demotion, because actually he's not even going to get that this evening, but I'm a big believer in Matt Savoy recently and what we have seen. Brett, I think we have a graphic with his numbers on the season and what he's done. 6 points, I believe, over his last 3 games, and we're watching a kid here starting to figure it out. In the last game against San Jose, they started with these very lines. Then they go down 3-1. You know, Nobby emergency. Bang. Have to put Pods and Kapanen back with Leon Draisaitl. And, I mean, they didn't have that great of underlying numbers. That trio, Pods, Dry, Kapanen, had an expected goals for percentage of 21.69. Nice. Well, Savoy, Dry, and Roslovic had an expected goals for percentage of 68%. And you look, 6 points in his last 3. He's done that with Leon. He's done that away from Leon. He's also done it on PP2 as well. And I like that Nobby's gone back to this because on so many levels, I think Matt Savoy has earned a longer leash. I think he is a top 6 skilled player. And then it's the other guy on the line there where if you're going to keep tinkering around with Jack Roslovic as your 3C, I think we've seen enough this season. That's not his ideal spot, in my opinion. Top 6 winger, put him next to Leon. Let him rip that puck when it gets put on his tape. And I'm very thrilled with this new look forward group here. Let's talk about the second line, though. Your thoughts?
Well, you mentioned you didn't like the demotion. We'll say that line did work.
Yeah, they scored, Freddie.
Savoy sets up Frederick. Frederick avoids resetting a career-long goalless drought. If he hadn't done it, it would have been a career-long.
Did 36. You notice he also scored twice? He buried it into the back of the net, came back out, right back in.
I did notice that, and I think it was Stauffer who told him after the game that it was still only worth 1. It was just 1 goal that counts officially.
Bob had it first.
So what I kind of think Podkolzin can really be the identity of a checking line, of a third line. I think Savoy on a second line makes much more sense. We'll see how that third line does offensively with Szymanski in there. I don't hate the thinking, though, of Savoy on a third line, considering the way he's playing. Is he just a good player that you could put with guys that aren't going so hot, and can they create offense as well? So, look, there's a lot of parts to this lineup. It's largely comprised of just parts of Lego pieces that you could build in this way or that way.
Or you can step on them.
Yeah, I mean, or you could, we're talking about Murphy's 4 goals. Some of these guys would love 4 goals. So
that's so sad.
They'd kill for 4. So, but a lot of those, Frederick's playing better. He is playing better. I think Podkolzin can play well on a third line, that his game isn't just dictated playing with Draisaitl. You have a bit more offensive punch. But look, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Connor McDavid, and Zach Hyman were on the ice for 4 goals against on Saturday. The Nurse clip that caught a lot of attention that we played a bit of earlier, well, Spector asked right before that, it was the guys with letters. It was the leaders who struggled tonight. And that included, McDavid. So
McDavid, Hyman, Leon. There was so many defensive lowlights where they're all just standing around by the blue paint.
So they have to be more engaged in that aspect, too, in order to claim 2 points.
I also like that, I wanted to play devil's advocate here in my notes about the Savoy thing. I wrote down, quote, maybe Savoy's just good.
Maybe he's just
he has been producing away from Leon. I just want him to be put in the best position possible to succeed. And I think they are doing that now. And I guess,
what about Savoy on PP1?
Instead of Nuge?
Uh-huh.
I don't hate it, but I'm not there yet. I'm not willing to do that to my boy RNH yet, but that has definitely crossed my mind. I'm just not fully there yet. The other guy I want to talk about.
Couple of Dogs podcast. You never know. Stop for
Josh Szymanski What a whirlwind couple of weeks / months it has been for this kid. He obviously spent much of the season in Bakersfield. I believe he's played 44 games in the AHL, has 31 points in that stretch. He made his NHL debut on January 26th, played 5 games, put up 2 points, then gets shipped off to Milan, Italy to play in the Winter Games. Plays 5 games, scores a goal and an assist, plays on Leon Draisaitl's wing, plays on PP1 with Leon, comes back, gets some Bakersfield time, and now is back with the big club, and on a 3C role here heading into this evening. This kid is still, I think, only 23 years old. It's kind of shocking that you go back to the beginning of the year and all the, top 10 prospect list, prospect rankings for each team. There weren't many people talking about Josh Szymanski getting the NHL call up, let alone multiple, let alone he hasn't really in his time with the Oilers looked that out of place. He's fit in well. Once again, that's mostly been on the fourth line. So this is definitely a bigger opportunity.
Yeah, it's a big time opportunity. And look, at the moment, there's just 12 forwards up with the Oilers. I'm sure things will change. Like Mangiapane had 1 shift today in the A. Now it's still, sources close to me have said that Mangiapane might get moved here in the next 48 to 72 hours. It's a fairly strong chance, a fairly decent chance, I'd say, that Mangiapane gets moved in the next few days. But stranger things have happened in the National Hockey League, so who knows?
Let's go now. Starting goaltender report brought to you by Dog Patch. And folks, we got a new Nation Night Out coming your way. It's coming up 2 weekends from now. I believe one March 13th, Friday the 13th, Michael Menzies.
Are you superstitious?
Spooky. Ooh. Free entry with a registered ticket. Visit nationgear.ca. We're going to be pre-gaming from here. 5 p.m. Puck drops at 6. Me, Brett, depending on the Bonneville Pontiac schedule, maybe my pal Michael Menzies will be here. If not, we'll keep the BBL. Yeah,
well, you can keep the BBL, and maybe it's all a front for me impersonating Jim Carrey in France, and I wasn't actually in Fort McMurray this weekend. As I see, my hair is now a similar length after I've cut it. So
hey, it looks good.
Thank
Chat,
you.
gas up Menzies because his hair looks really good.
Yeah,
when
we did the fan thing, cut it. It's much lighter on my scalp.
That's good. I'll run my fingers through that afterwards. But either way, come and hang out. Edmonton takes on St. Louis from Dog Patch in support of Kaleo Collective, an organization dedicated to supporting single moms and their children. They'll also be hosting a donation-based giveaway for a signed Leon Draisaitl puck. Do not miss your chance to enter. Free parking, trivia, and giveaways. Now I realize I have to do trivia and come up with trivia as I read that in the ad read. That's all right. We'll have it ready to go. Brett, throw up the tail of the tape between the two goaltenders this evening. Ingram versus Ullmark. There you see. Ingram 2.75 goals against, 8.94 save percentage, while Ullmark has a 2.80 with an 8.85. Now, we had a host of Coming in Hot, Brent Wallace, in the office earlier today, and I hate that I looked up these numbers and shared them with him as well. So earmuffs, people, on this one. Yeah. Connor Ingram has had 2 starts against the Ottawa Senators in his career. He has an 0-1-0 record because he did not finish the other game. Actually didn't finish both games. Has a combined 34 minutes played in those 2 games. Has a goals against of 12.24.
12.
With a save percentage of .500. He allowed 7 goals on 14 shots in his 2 appearances in his career against the Senators. That's all I'm going to say on that. That was then. This is now. This is completely different
What happened in those games?
I don't really know. I didn't even totally go all the way back. I got scared reading it, and then I ran away because I didn't want to discuss that.
Those were the Coyotes, for Christ's sake.
There you go. Yeah, and then Ullmark here we see. Not great numbers on the season as a whole, but they have definitely been improved lately. 9-18 over his last 4 hockey games. Yes, Brett?
16 games, not 15. Who's the idiot who made this graphic?
I still love you. I still appreciate you. But you're fired. Battle, get in here.
You're fired. The apprentice has really occurred. Sorry, what?
Quickly
Sorry,
now.
You were the project manager of this.
Away lineup, which is also brought to you by the Nation Vacation and Oodle Noodle. Come on down, download the app. Or we still have opportunities where you can just get the game experience for the Nation Vacation coming up End of the month, March 24th. So you can handle your own flights. You handle your own hotel. Those are all sold out now. But you can still go and get a ticket to the game. That's exactly what Sean Pangs is doing. And maybe now bringing some of his buddies, I've heard through the grapevine.
That's what I heard.
I'm a little bit excited about that. Throw it up for me,
Two friends are coming. All his buddies. No. That's
last year he did bring 2 friends.
Oh.
So there we go.
Sorry.
That's oddly correct.
Sorry, Battle.
Projected lineup: Drake Batherson with Tim Stützle and Claude Giroux. Second line: Brady Tkachuk with Dylan Cousins and Ridley Gregg. Then it's Nick Cousins, most punchable face in the NHL, with Shane Pinto and Michael
Just played
Amadio.
his 700th NHL game.
Well, someone should punch him in the face to celebrate that then.
Yeah.
Stephen Halliday rounds out the fourth line with Lars Eller and Fabian Zetterlund. And then your deep pairs, for a team that ranks so low in goals against, but number 1 in shots against, I look at this decor and I go, yeah, you got Sanderson with Zub, Thomas Chabot with Nick Jensen, Tyler Clevin with Jordan Spence.
We were in the room there with Brent Wallace, and how did he receive the idea of Artem Zub being on the move?
Pretty cold.
He
Pretty,
seems to think
pretty
there's
cold.
no chance of that.
0, he might have even said. Now you
Yeah.
look at this lineup, like the Sens very well could be a good team. You look at their top 6, that's a pretty loaded unit. I think their decor looks solid, and all the more you look at these names and numbers and you go, damn, they should just get a couple more saves and they should be in the NHL playoffs. Brady Tkachuk, there's obviously been lots of drama surrounding him recently, but he is the leader of this team. And if this team is going to fight their way into the NHL playoffs, which once again, their status at the trade deadline really is dependent on how this week and their 2 games go when they play the Oilers and then they take on the Calgary Flames. Brady Tkachuk has to be on the forefront of this. I expect him to treat this tonight like a playoff game. I also expect the Edmonton crowd to probably boo the shit out of him every time he touches the puck. Thoughts on him kind of being the X factor for the Sens down the stretch?
He's been mogging for real here lately, and honestly, how do the Oilers contend with such aura? I mean, that's going to be the question tonight. I think I've seen the Senators the last 2 times they've been in Edmonton, so I've seen the Senators up close and personal a couple times, and
You scared? You scared?
Oilers won both those games. They've been feeling good against Ottawa, as of late. So, look, I think for most Oiler games, it's more about them than their opponent, right?
Oh, yeah.
Especially what we just saw out of the break. Those games were much more about them than their opponents. Tonight's no different.
Yeah, the Anaheim game, again, they win. They were the better team. I feel like the Oilers lost that. The San Jose won while they were good and they were physical. I feel like the Oilers kind of lost that one for them. Do not let that be the case this evening. Let's go now. My favorite time. We got a wheel spin coming up.
Here
It's
we
time
go.
for Bordzy's
Here we
bankroll.
go. I'm
Brought to you by
glasses
Bet365.
on for
19
this.
plus. Please play responsibly. Where's your nose piece on that one?
It's gone.
Download the app today. Use the promo code NATION, NATION, to get in on the action. So Bordzy's bankroll. First things first. Throw it up for me, Bert. I'm going with first option, Edmonton money line. For anyone new here, that means just win the game. Just win the game, not by anything, and that is currently at -120. So some good value there. Then you got McDavid, 2+ points. That is also at -120. Connor's world, we're just living in it. He's hit this in all 3 games since he's returned from Milan. And then this was a vibes play. Jake Woolman on the top pairing with Evan Bouchard. I'm just going with 2+ shots on goal. Also -150. Feel free to take that one up a little bit if you want. I think offensively, you should expect to see a lot of Woolman and Bouchard pushing the pace in this hockey game. Parlayed together, this is +325 altogether at Bet365. I like the value, and I hit all 3 on Saturday despite the Oilers losing, and hit a Trent Frederick anytime goal.
That's huge.
We're heating up. We're heating up over here.
We're about to spin the wheel here in moments, but we will say we do like the idea here of the zag. And we've talked a lot about Darnell. The comments have been so intelligent about what to do with Darnell Nurse. I mean, he's not getting waived. He's not getting traded. But is it so crazy that we back him for a first goal tonight. You're getting good odds.
I backed him for a first goal and an anytime goal. I just think in the Zig, when you think
I can't question people's intelligence. They were like, he's going to score the first goal. So take it with a grain of salt.
I just now feel me out here. It hasn't been good. That was a horrible Saturday afternoon with even worse post-game comments. But he has come out since, said he's gotten a little bit of sleep. Now you're dealing with the newborn and whatnot. He's back at home. He answered the bell to the media. And for another piece of confidence, why did Darnell Nurse earn $9.25 million a year? Because of the Canadian division, because of the Ottawa Senators. In 25 career games, Darnell has 7 goals, 16 points. One of the best teams he plays against, one of the best he plays against a certain team. This may be wishful thinking, but damn it, I ride with Darnell Nurse, and we're going to roll with that. But all 3 of my bets, you saw them there. So if you're new here, we're going to spin the wheel twice.
Okay.
We're going to spin the wheel twice. The first one is for an Oilers first goal scorer. Now this applies to both teams. It isn't Oilers' first goal scorer. It's first goal scorer of the game. We added Josh Szymanski to the wheel, right, Brett? Shout out the boy.
We sure did.
This is fun. This is gambling.
This is my favorite part. Responsibly, once again, we're not putting down crazy
the great
units
odds.
by
It
any
all
means.
started on Wednesday when we hit Roslovic 13 seconds in the game at 22-1. We like Nurse, but what does the wheel say?
Spin.
Oh, got to do a quick shuffle.
I
need
shuffle them up.
just for integrity.
Good call.
The people
Good call.
need to see a shuffle.
That's right.
Yep, good call.
Now give me my prompt.
Spin that wheel.
It's like a magician. It's like you saw me cut the cards. Shuffle
Land
the
on
cards.
Darnell. Land on Darnell.
Oh
my God. Sit.
boring.
I mean, I'll
Evan
take
Bouchard,
that.
yeah.
Okay, so an Evan Bouchard first goal scorer in this hockey game. Once again, do so at home at your own peril. Do so responsibly. Only betting what you're willing to lose.
Now, do we remove him? Because last show we kept Matt Savoy in there because he was so hot. Could have scored another one.
Bouchard's plus 2,500 for the first goal scorer. He has 2 goals in his last 3 games as well.
How do you hate it?
Kind of like that.
How do you hate
Okay,
it?
so we'll put a little small wager on that for Bouchard first. Do you think we should remove him or keep him in? I think we remove him.
Yeah, I think you have because it's implied anytime, first time.
Yeah.
True. That's true. All right.
Sort of implied.
Removing Boosh.
Okay.
All right. One more shuffle. Boop. All
There we
right.
go. Spin that wheel.
Here we go.
Darnell Nurse, because I already did it.
Ooh. Be fun.
Oh,
Yes.
a little clap.
I like
clap?
this.
Little clap. Take a bottle of pills for that.
We got the clap.
Hey.
We got the clap tonight.
Oh, we have caught the clap, boys.
Yeah.
There we go.
Here we go.
Okay, so Kasperi Kapanen for an anytime goal. He is currently plus 500 for an anytime goal. So some good value.
That's not bad.
There as well.
On the fourth
folks.
line tonight. We'll see. He could move. He could move right back to the second line within moments.
Once
within
again,
a shift.
if the Oilers go down 1-0 early on, he'll be bang back up there in no
Boom.
time. But I don't want that. I don't want that as the
Yeah.
scenario. So, boys, couple minutes here. 1 minute remaining. Score predictions. Anytime goal scorer that wasn't picked by the wheel.
Man, we're just picking a whole fucking team here. I will say
You say Darnell.
Drake Batherson.
No. Score prediction?
Are you predicting an S word?
No.
So I don't hate Batherson. He's been hot. His 4th consecutive 20-goal season. Now he's a sneaky scorer. No David. We didn't mention no David Perron.
He's on IR.
Sports hernia.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh, isn't that? Yeah, not good.
Once an
Not
Oiler,
good.
always an Oiler. Pour one out.
Let's go 5-4 in overtime. The Oilers get back off the mat.
I like
Go.
it.
Bert, what about you?
4-2 Oil, and I'm going Darnell. I know that's kind of the layup, but I do have a couple of shillings on it, so better freaking have
We
it.
ride it
Sixpence.
on. 5-2 Oilers with a Darnell Nurse anytime goal plus 1,000. Let's ride, baby. That'll do it for us here on the pregame show, but do not worry. You'll still get more me, Menzies, and Brett in a couple hours. We'll be live for Oilers Nation After Dark right here on the ON YouTube channel.
People wondering why baseball is on on Sportsnet.
And baseball that happened earlier today, I do believe, as well.
Well, there's been all these games against countries and the local teams. Like, for example, Israel today beat the Miami Marlins 1-0.
It's all right.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's okay. The Okotoks Dogs are going to be playing the Milwaukee Brewers, I believe, next week. And I played against them, the
Sick.
Okotoks Dogs. So I'm pretty mad about that.
Yeah.
What is going on in
I had-
baseball right now? That's baseball.
I had Israel money line. So
We're going to power through and say goodbye now, folks. I love you all. Appreciate you all. Once again, voicemail line will be active for ONAD. Do me a favor. Throw down a courtesy like right here on the YouTube video you're watching right now. Good luck on the Bet365 Battlegrounds. Go Darnell Nurse. And we will talk in a couple hours, hopefully, about an Edmonton Oilers W, because I need it. Talk in a bit, everybody.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you enjoyed today's episode of Oilers Nation Every Day, make sure you hit the subscribe button here on our YouTube to not miss any of our content. We got you covered from interviews, insight, analysis, everything you need to stay up to date on everything around the team. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video.